into a room and immediately felt like you could cut the tension with a knife, even though no one was speaking? Or have you ever met someone who was incredibly polite, but your gut instinct kept screaming, "Do not trust this person"? According to advanced behavioral psychology studies, human beings constantly broadcast their true emotions and hidden motives through micro-expressions and body language. These are tiny, involuntary facial movements that last for only a fraction of a second, literally 1/25th of a second. Your mouth can lie, your words can flatter, and your text messages can look perfect. But your micro-expressions, your posture, and your tone of voice cannot hide the truth. Most people look at others, but they never truly see them. Today, in part 2 of our Emotional Intelligence Masterclass, I am going to give you the ultimate decoder ring to read people like an open book and protect your peace from toxic manipulation. Welcome back to English with MU, your dedicated hub for self-improvement, mental strength, and mastering your communication skills. If you watched part 1, you now understand the foundational pillars of EQ: self-awareness and self-regulation. But today, we are turning our emotional intelligence outward. We are mastering social awareness and relationship management. We are talking about how to spot hidden agendas, how to handle passive-aggressive behavior in the workplace, and how to command respect in English without ever raising your voice. If you are ready to claim absolute control over your social and professional environment, hit that subscribe button, grab your notebook, and let's unlock this next level. Let's start with the most requested superpower. How do you read people? When we communicate in a second language like English, we often get so trapped inside our own heads, worrying about our vocabulary, that we completely stop observing the other person. An emotionally intelligent speaker does the opposite. They look for the gaps between what a person is saying and what their body is doing. For example, in American corporate culture, direct eye contact is a sign of confidence and honesty. But if someone is staring at you without blinking, or if their eyes are darting toward the exit while you speak, their mind is already gone. Look at their shoulders. Are they tense and raised? That means anxiety or defensiveness. Are their arms crossed tightly over their chest while they claim they love your idea? That is a psychological barrier. They are rejecting your words internally. When you learn to read these silent cues, your confidence skyrockets. Why? Because you realize that the person across from you isn't an intimidating judge. They are just a bundle of insecurities, stresses, and hidden emotions, just like anyone else. You stop guessing what they think, and you start knowing what they feel. Now, let's talk about a major challenge: dealing with difficult, toxic, or passive-aggressive people. We've all met them. The colleague who drops a subtle insult disguised as a joke, or the manager who uses gaslighting to make you doubt your own value. Low EQ individuals react to toxic people in one of two ways. They either blow up in anger, which makes them look unprofessional, or they stay completely silent and swallow the disrespect, which destroys their self-esteem. High EQ leaders use a third way: tactical neutrality. Imagine you're in a meeting and someone tries to undermine you by saying, "Oh, that's an interesting idea, Sarah, but I guess you don't really understand how the US market works yet." Low EQ individuals react to toxic people in one of two ways. They either blow up in anger, which makes them look unprofessional, or they stay completely silent and swallow the disrespect, which destroys their self-esteem. High EQ leaders use a third way: tactical neutrality. Imagine you are in a meeting and someone tries to undermine you by saying, "Oh, that's an interesting idea, Sarah, but I guess you don't really understand how the US market works yet." Instead of getting defensive or apologizing, you look them in the eye, keep your face perfectly neutral, and ask a clarifying question. Use phrases like, "Can you help me understand exactly which data points you are referring to?" Or, "What specific aspect of the US market do you feel I missed?" When you throw the ball back into their court with calm, professional English, you force them to explain their bad attitude. 9 times out of 10, they will back down because toxic behavior thrives on your fear, not your logic. You don't need to fight. You just need to refuse to play their game. To help you navigate these situations flawlessly, here are 3 advanced communication tools you can implement immediately. Never allow anyone to interrupt you or talk over you in a professional setting. If someone cuts you off, you don't need to yell. Just hold your posture, smile calmly, and say, "Excuse me, I'd like to finish this thought before we open it up for feedback." It is polite, it is professional, but it sets an ironclad boundary that commands respect. When someone hurts or upsets you, stop assuming they did it on purpose. Most people are not evil. They're just careless, busy, or stressed. Before you react, ask yourself, was their intent to hurt me? Or was the impact of their stress just poorly managed? This single question will save you from 90% of unnecessary workplace drama. If you are dealing with an angry client or a furious team member, don't tell them to calm down. That never works. Instead, use emotional labeling. Say, "It sounds like you are incredibly frustrated with how this timeline turned out, and I want to fix it." The moment you acknowledge and label their emotion, their defensive wall drops, and you can transition the conversation into logical problem solving. At the end of the day, the greatest benefit of emotional intelligence is that it gives you an unshakable shield. People will try to test you. They will try to trigger your anxiety, your anger, or your self-doubt. They will try to make you feel like your English isn't sharp enough, or your personality isn't loud enough. But when you master your EQ, you realize that their opinions are just background noise. You choose what gets access to your mind. You choose what gets a reaction from your energy. Your peace is your power, and no one gets to take it from you without your permission. Stand tall, observe everything, and rule your world with calm authority. Thank you so much for staying with me through part 2 of our emotional intelligence journey. If this video gave you the tools to better understand the people around you and protect your mental space, please hit that like button right now. It means the world to our growing community here at English with MU. Before you go, leave a comment below with the words, "I am protecting my peace." Let me know what your biggest takeaway was from today's episode. Don't forget to check out our self-improvement podcasts playlist for more deep dives into ultimate mental strength. Keep observing, keep growing, and I will see you in the next masterclass. Stay powerful.